Baby found crawling in the middle of the road in New York. The mother screams out, "That's my baby," a minute after.
Okay. Did you call 911?
You call 911.
Dominic, I got a blanket in the back of the car. In the,
Is this yours? Yeah, the one on the floor, right here.
I got a blanket in the car. You're okay.
Oh man. Damn. Baby in the street. This is what we do in
Where's
Utica
the
now.
police? Did you call 911?
Yeah.
You didn't call them?
Call him now.
Damn, man. That's what we do now. Baby in the street.
Yeah, bring it over here.
That's what people do now, you feel me? Leaving their kids in the street.
I was driving and
That's my baby, that's my baby, that's my baby, that's my baby. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Baby found.
Okay, Shalom. Okay, first and foremost, I would like to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash, and double honors and respect to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth, as well as much respect and honors to the brothers that are pushing this truth in sincerity across the four winds of this earth and risking their lives and freedom to do so. I would also like to give much honors and respect to the brothers and sisters that are of the hopeful elect, that are doing their very best to keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High to the best of their abilities. Shalom. This is Caleb of Judah, and I'm coming back at you with a quick lesson. As you saw in this, short video that I shared with you, you have this little baby right here. This baby is probably no more than maybe 7 months old. He appears to be a little boy, a little Jake. Well, anyway, here it is. This little baby is wandering, or has been found wandering in the streets of New York, in the middle of the streets of New York. And keep in mind, again, this baby's probably no more than maybe 7 months old, okay? And here it is. I mean, it's cold out there, because you can see some snow on the ground, okay? The little baby, I'm sure it's cold, because the little baby's crying, okay? The little baby's scared, okay? It's a good thing that these people found this little baby, because anything could have happened to this little baby, okay? This little baby could have been ran over. This little baby could have, perished of frostbite. Anything could have happened to this little baby, okay? But in this particular situation, you got to ask yourself, where were the parents? Particularly the mother. Where was the mother, okay? Where was the mother in this particular situation? To allow a 7 month old little baby to wander that far away from her, okay? No mother should should be allowing, a baby this young, okay, 7 month old, to get out of her eyesight, to the point to where the baby is wandering in the street, in the streets of New York, at risk to get hit by a car, or at risk to have, to be, severely injured, due to frostbite or any, other types of, things, you got to ask yourself, where was the mother at in this particular situation, But, this right here is just pure sad, It is just pure sad, and just goes to show you how far, gone a lot of our women have become. And when I say our women, I'm talking about the women of the nation of Israel. Who are you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and those that are of the speckled bird that look like these other nations, but you go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob on your father's side. Hey, the majority of our women are through, they're wicked as hell. Because this right here is just pure sad, it's careless, and it's just wicked, It's very unbecoming of a mother, But, and with this being said, hey, again, this is just an indicator that, a lot of our women, they're just through out here, okay? And, this is why, the majority of our women, are going to be destroyed over here in Babylon the Great. They're either going to be, taken out by Jacob's trouble, or they're going to eat a missile over here in Babylon the Great, because they're just too far gone, and they need that hard reset because they're just too wicked out here, And men of Israel, if you don't have any children in this wicked queendom of Esau's, you are in a good place, because, a lot of our women, like I was saying, they're wicked as hell. And they're allowed to get away with all types of madness in this wicked queendom of Esau's, okay? But again, this right here is just pure sad, you know? It's just pure sad, you know? And it just goes to show you, I mean, like I say, how far gone a lot of our women have become. And I'm not doing this lesson to bash all of our women, you know, because we have some of our women, you know, they have come back and they're trying to do right. But the majority of our women, they're just wicked as hell, you know? They're just wicked as hell, you know? And this right here is a prime example, you know, of how far gone a lot of our women have become, okay? You know, and so, you know, I didn't plan to, you know, keep this lesson long. I'm going to go ahead and bring out a couple of scriptures. But, you know, when I saw this this little short clipping, it really got next to me. I'm not even going to lie. I mean, you know, and, you know, again, I mean, you know, it just confirms that, you know, Jacob's trouble is necessary. And it confirms that the destruction of Babylon the Great is necessary. And, you know, and the majority of our women, as I was saying, they're going to be destroyed, you know, because, I mean, you know, they're just too far gone. They're just too wicked. You know, they're going to need that hard reset, you know. But I'm going to go ahead and bring out a couple of scriptures. Okay, this is the book of Ecclesiasticus, and this is chapter 25, and this is verse 24. And it reads, "Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all died." Okay, now here it is in this particular, you know, video that I shared, you know, in the beginning. You know, this is a prime example of through the woman we all die, because anything could have happened to this little, you know, Jake, you know, baby. You know, if those people hadn't have found, you know, this little baby, anything could have happened to that little baby. That little baby could have been hit by a car. Okay, that little baby could have froze to death. You just never know. Okay, you know, but because of this wicked and careless Eve, hey, this little baby, as I was saying, okay, you know, a lot of, you know, terrible things could have happened to this little baby, such as being hit by a car, you know, severely injured by frostbite. A lot of terrible things could have happened to this little baby because of this wicked and careless Eve not keeping a watch on her child. Okay. Ecclesiasticus chapter 25, this is verse 24 again. It says, "Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die." Okay, and see, here it is. Many of our women, they like to run down to Planned Parenthood, and they like to abort our seeds, you know, and here it is. Many of our women, they like to, you know, they're training up, you know, our children to become either thoughts or moles, okay, and everything else that's negative under the sun, you know, which is leading our children down a path of destruction, you know. Here it is. Many of our women are allowing, you know, the children to raise themselves because they don't want to take the time, you know, to raise, you know, the children properly. They're leaving the children unattended. And as a result, you have, you know, situations like what happened in this particular video happening. OK, you know, but this is why, you know, Jacob's trouble is necessary. And this is why the destruction of Babylon the Great is necessary. OK, because, I mean, you know, many of our women, they're just too far gone. And many of our women, they need that hard reset because they're just too wicked out here. OK, you know, Jacob's trouble, is going to take, you know, a lot of these wicked Eves out. OK, you know, and it's going to be well deserved. OK, you know, it's going to be well deserved. You know, and the majority of our women, they're going to be destroyed over here in Babylon the Great because of all this wickedness that they're partaking in. OK, you know, the majority of our women, they're going to eat a missile over here in Babylon the Great because they're just too wicked, you know. And again, I'm not doing this lesson to bash all of our women because, you know, some of our women, you know, have come back and they're trying to do right. But the majority of our women, they're just too far gone, you know, and that's why the majority of our women are going to be destroyed over here in Babylon the Great because of the wickedness that they're partaking in. Okay, this is the book of Deuteronomy, and this is chapter 28, and this is verse 56. And it reads, "The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter." Okay, right here it says, I mean, know that the woman's eye would be evil towards the husband of her bosom. Okay, and see, here it is. I mean, you know, many of our women, you know, they've become wicked as hell. They're disrespectful to the husbands. You know, they come against the husbands. You know, they want to challenge the Israelite man on every little thing. Okay, you know, they want to try to rule over the Israelite man. Okay, you know, a lot of times, you know, here it is. I mean, you know, when Eve can't get her way, she'll lie on the Israelite man, and she'll call, Esau on the Israelite man, so that Esau will, go upside the Israelite man's head with a billy club and lock, the Israelite man up in jail and kick the Israelite man out the house. Like I say, a lot of our women have become wicked as all outdoors. Let's read the scripture again. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, and this is verse 56. It says, "The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom and toward her son and toward her daughter." Okay? And see, here it is, Eve, many of our women have become, evil, towards our children. As I was saying earlier, here it is, a lot of our women, they like to run down to Planned Parenthood and abort our little boys and girls, And here it is, as I was also saying, many of our women, hey, they like to try to emasculate our little boys, and they like to try to thought out our little girls, and all that's doing is just setting our little boys and girls up to, to go down a path of destruction, And here it is, a lot of times, they'll, a lot of these, wicked Eves, they'll leave the children unattended. And as a result, you'll have, again, situations, occur like what happened in this particular video that I shared in the beginning. Here it is. A lot of these wicked Eves, they'll use the children against the man, to get some type of child support and, to try to break the man financially and mentally, And then there are times when Eve will, even threaten, to not allow the, Israelite man to see his children. Okay. If she doesn't get her way, with the Israelite man, And as I was saying earlier, men of Israel, if you don't have any, children in this wicked kingdom of Esau's, hey, you're in a good place, okay? Because here it is, these wicked Eves, okay? Hey, they're allowed to get away with all types of wickedness, okay? And madness, okay? And so, men of Israel, if you don't have any children, okay, in this wicked society, you're in a good place, okay? Because hey, a lot of these wicked Eves, they get away with all types of wickedness, okay? In this wicked society of Esau's. This wicked queendom of Esau's, I should say. Okay, this is the book of Lamentations, and this is chapter 4, and this is verse 3. And it reads, "Even the sea monsters draw out the breast. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness." Okay. And see, here it is. The sea monsters, treat their young better than many of our women do. Our children, here it is. Many of our women, hey, they don't want to breastfeed our babies because they're afraid that it's going to, make the breast sag, or it's going to, or they're just too sorry to take the time out to breastfeed our children. Many of our women, they rather, give our babies this artificial milk that, that Esau has concocted in a lab and whatnot, like Similac and whatnot, Let's read the scripture again. This is Lamentations chapter 4, and this is verse 3. It says, "Even the sea monsters draw out the breast. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness." Okay? And an ostrich will lay eggs and, will leave them in the dirt. Okay? And many of our women, hey, leave our babies with any and everybody, so that, they can go out and party and live their best lives and live this hot girl summer as they claim to, And as a result, many of our little ones are neglected, they're abused, they're exposed to all types of evils and whatnot, And in this particular video, that I shared, this wicked Eve, didn't keep an eye on this, child, this little baby. Okay, and the little baby ended up crawling into the streets of New York, okay, at risk to be hit by a car, okay, or at risk to be, severely frostbitten, because I believe there was snow on the ground, and this was a recent, video, and so it's cold in New York, okay, but this right here is just pure negligence, it's just pure wicked, And even after seeing this, and this is just me speaking as a man, I wouldn't be surprised, if this wicked Eve, did this intentionally, left this child unattended intentionally, because she probably don't want the child, and it's just me speaking as a man, I wouldn't be surprised if she did this, intentionally because she didn't want the child, But then here it is towards the end of the video. She came running, acting all concerned and whatnot, and probably because her conscience may have kicked in. And that's just me speaking as a man. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case, Okay, this is the last scripture I'm going to bring out, and then we're going to end the lesson. And this is in the book of Job, and this is chapter 39, and this is verse 13. And it reads, "Gavest thou the goodly wings unto the peacocks, or wings and feathers unto the ostrich?" Verse 14, it says, "Which leaveth her eggs in the earth, and warmeth them in dust. Verse 15, it says, "And forgetteth that the foot may crush them, or that the wild beast may take them." Okay, and see, here it is. Many of our women, they've become like ostriches. Okay, many of our women are careless when it comes to our children. And in many cases, there's no real man or no male disciplinary in the house because, Eve is, either done kicked the man out of the house, she done ran the man off, okay, or Eve done, laid down with some old sorry, wicked Jake that was just a sperm donor, And as a result, these wicked Eves are left, to raise these children, And in many cases, these children are neglected. The children are left, to raise themselves. The children end up, turning to mischievous behaviors, which will end them up either in prison or 6 feet under, And in, this particular incident, you had this wicked Eve. She left this baby, unattended. Okay. And as a result, the baby, ended up running out in the street, crawling into the street. The baby couldn't have been no more than maybe 7 months old. Okay. The baby ended up crawling out into the street, at risk to be hit by a car or to be frozen to death. Anything could have happened to that little baby. Okay. But this just goes to show you how low a lot of our women have become. Okay. And this is why Jacob's trouble is necessary. And this is why the destruction of Babylon is necessary. Okay. Because the majority of these wicked Eves, the majority of our women, they're going to be destroyed over here because of the wickedness that they're partaking in. Because they just too wicked. The majority of our women, they're going to be destroyed over here in Babylon the Great because they're just too wicked. And so, I'm going to go ahead and end off right here. I hope it was edifying. Once again, I want to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and double honors and respect to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Kwame Yasharala and Abal Baba. Shalom.